News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. A sell-off in semiconductor stocks deepened as signs of progress in China's advanced chipmaking compounded worries about the sustainability of the AI spending boom. Mandeep Singh is global head of tech research for Bloomberg Intelligence.
It's more of a recognition that all of these hyperscalers are going into negative free cash flow territory now, and it's going to happen for everyone.
Hear more from Mandeep Singh on the Bloomberg Intelligence podcast. The NASDAQ 100 index trading near a correction as the sell-off in semiconductor stocks turns ugly. Investors questioning the amount of money big tech is spending on AI. NASDAQ now 0.6% lower. SpaceX shares have erased 1/5 of their value since its record-setting debut. The company shedding more than $1.2 trillion in market value from its peak, with the stock sitting 47% below a June 16th closing high. Roughly 30% of the shares currently available for trading are being sold short. SpaceX now about 2% higher. Apple became just the second company ever to achieve a $5 trillion market valuation. It has since dipped back below that mark. If the stock closes above $340.43, it will cross the threshold. Apple shares about 1% higher, right now at $339 per share. A reversal for equities, which have been down all morning thanks to lower oil prices and strong profit growth. We check markets for you all day long here at Bloomberg. The S&P 500 up 0.4%. NASDAQ little changed on the upside. The Dow is up 1.25%. The 10-year Treasury yield at 4.58%. The 2-year yield at 4.25%. Oil prices now more than 5% lower. WTI at $78 a barrel and Brent crude at $83 a barrel. The Philadelphia Semiconductor Index about 3.5% lower, led by Micron, which has fallen more than 8%. Consumer confidence fell in July as Americans' views about current business conditions and the labor market deteriorated. The Conference Board's gauge of confidence decreased 1.4 points. That's down to 90.8. That's after an upward revision the month before. Senior U.S. economist Yelena Sheliteva with the Conference Board says this is part of a downward trend.
Remember that the previous number was revised up slightly, but overall consumer confidence moderated slightly in July, continuing a general downward sloping trajectory since late 2021.
Senior U.S. economist Yelena Sheliteva with the Conference Board on Bloomberg Intelligence. Washington today says goodbye to longtime South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. A ceremony is being held in the Capitol Hill Rotunda. A funeral service is set for this afternoon at the National Cathedral. President Trump is expected to give the eulogy. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu are also expected to attend. Now, ahead of Senator Graham's funeral, a bipartisan group of senators announced an agreement to move forward on a highly anticipated Russia and Iran sanctions bill named in Graham's honor. The bill extends penalties on Iran and singles out Russian gas and oil exports, empowering the president to target the top 5 buyers of Russian crude. The Senate is expected to move forward with a procedural vote tonight after the funeral service. Zelensky is expected to be on Capitol Hill for the vote. Now, Zelensky also met today with President Trump, posting on X that the meeting was a good one. He says they discussed Patriot licenses and steps to intensify diplomacy. Bloomberg's Tyler Kendall says Zelensky will attend Graham's funeral because of his staunch support for Ukraine.
We have Zelensky going to this funeral, as well as the Finnish President Alexander Stubb, of course, also a staunch supporter of Ukraine, with Finland on the eastern flank when it comes to more military assistance going to Ukraine. Zelensky says that he spoke to President Trump about Patriot missiles.
Bloomberg's Tyler Kendall on balance of power. Boeing generated better than expected cash flow in the second quarter on continued strong demand for its aircraft and says it still aims to generate $1 to $3 billion in free cash this year. Shares of Boeing more than 4% higher. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris, and this is Bloomberg.